We're on. Let's see when we're live.
I'm trying to look on the there to see what time it was. That didn't happen.
Start the music. Start. All right. Should be live. YouTube actually sends me an email. I just click on the email. I can watch it. I've got to go to the Facebook version. So,
That I go to Facebook and boom, it's the first one on there.
the mics are on, and I've got to take that off. That should erase immediately. All right.
We're here. Wake up.
Wilmington.
There we go. Here we go. It's Monday, fun day, and I'm going to tell you what, we got Joe Davis in the house.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get this man up this early.
I know.
Great guest star.
You guys that are watching, I'm going to tell you what, I'm pretty excited about this week. We got a loaded week. Our guests have been kind of thin, as you can tell. No. He is thin. You're a thin guy anymore. Anyhow, but we have a loaded week of guests. Let me just tell you real quick, before we do anything else, who's coming on this week, because we got some really cool stuff. Tomorrow we're going to be at the fair. And we got Dustin and Molly coming on, the guy with the monthly little newspaper for Clinton County and Wilmington. On Wednesday, we got Caitlin Brewer coming from the World Equestrian Center at 9. But from 8:30 to 9, I got Stephanie Vogelsong. Stephanie is right there. She is a
Travel
Big Adventures, Bigger Savings. It's she is a travel agent, but I'm telling you what, folks, it's going to be interesting.
And if Charlie gets 10,000 likes for Wake Up Wilmington, then we all get free trips.
We get she'll
Norwegian
give you great
cruises.
deals. She when she looks at her computer, there's everybody's deals, her company's deals, and then her deals, which isn't even her deals. This is her company's deals, and she can do better than these. Because she's in the $1 Million Club before March 1st, usually.
And all her cruises come with free food and drink, right?
Yep. Free food, and the drinks sometimes are optional.
Optional.
Yeah.
You say that around Charlie. Free food. Free food.
Yes.
Well, all cruises, you have free, yeah, they have different types of food. You got food
they got
you
the
can
food
buy.
depending on what cabins you
They
have.
have the buffet for everybody.
Oh, God.
But I'm going to tell you what, every night the free dinners come with it. It's like eating at it's like eating at a
smorgasbord.
No,
they're good food.
Not the place we always go at night. At night we always go to the main restaurant. You get served, you get waited on.
Roast
it's
beef.
Nice. I tell you what, we've had some
From
great,
Whoville.
Yeah.
we've had some great food on there. But now in the morning for breakfast, 9 times out of 10 we'll go to the buffet.
Buffet, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
what
it's
99%
breakfast.
of the people
It's
do.
breakfast, you know. All right, but that's Wednesday. Thursday, and I've got to do some research here. Fawn Gerard is coming in. Fawn Gerard is a national champion archery lady, and she lives like in Clarksville.
Yeah, we got Joe coming in. She's going to shoot an apple off his
That's
head.
right. That's right, Jeff.
I might be listening to you as I drive to South
Oh, that's right.
Carolina.
You're going to South Carolina.
And Friday we got Clinton Becker coming in, so it's an exciting week on the Wake Up Wilmington.
Well, and then
So-
speaking of the fair, tonight
And tomorrow night.
and tomorrow night at probably about 4:45, maybe 4:30. I always say 4:30, but we never get on the air till about 4:45. We're going to have harness racing live from the Clinton County Fair with Joe Davis.
Yeah.
And Charlie's going to stop in to give us some gambling tips.
Yeah.
And also
Don't gamble.
Sean Grooms.
Yeah, that's the big tip. Don't gamble.
So Sean Grooms and Joe Davis will be heading up the Cavalcade of Stars that will be doing the harness racing. Jerry, you're welcome to come out.
I'll be Charlie the French.
Just
instead
make
of
sure
Jimmy
that
the Greek.
if you want to come out, we've got to tell them at the gate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
tell
want
'em.
we want
I'm
free
playing, and probably Rachel will probably come too.
free
so.
access.
Big music week, Matt Beamer says, Tuesday, 7-8 Denim Deluxe at the Clinton County Fair. They're a good band, FYI. Well, Tuesday I will be at Chubby's Pizza. Chubby's Pizza, getting our chubby on. And then Friday, like I said, we have Clinton Becker coming on.
There's our donut lady.
JJ! I had one of JJ's donuts yesterday.
Morning,
She's
JJ.
also what was that about a freezer or something that she was famous
Something
for?
she has in the
Something-
freezer,
Something about
yeah.
a freezer that she
Something clear.
she has stored in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, JJ.
All right. Let's see. Weather. Weather today, they're saying
do we do or
maybe
what do
some
we don't?
late day showers. Tomorrow's looking good. They're only saying 5 to 10% chance of rain during the day. So tomorrow's looking good. But then Wednesday through Sunday, they say like 50% chance of
It's fair week.
storms. Well, and I think this is more of the late day. You know, yesterday, gosh darn, wasn't it humid yesterday? It was awful.
I remember the fair used to be the first week of August.
Yeah.
They got so much rain that they said, we need. So they looked and they decided, hey, this week in the last several years doesn't get much rain. Let's move. And they moved to this week. And every year they get a lot of rain. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's fair week.
It's
gonna
cold,
rain.
yeah. That's
well,
right.
and look at this. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning, Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Gonna bring you
Special
free
shout out
donuts
to
there,
Jer
Jerry.
Bear from JJ.
That's right.
JJ and Jer Bear sitting in a tree.
Oh,
Here we go.
well,
Thank you.
let's see. I do
JJ.
have some news today, and I'm kind of cheating because there's so much of it. I'm just going to read a lot of this off my phone. All right. Let's see. Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton. You guys know who Ben Shelton is?
No.
He is still in the Wimbledon. He's playing in the quarterfinals probably in the next hour.
Is he American?
Yes. And that's one reason I mentioned it. It's funny. After winning his third round match, he's already won 3 at Wimbledon on Saturday. The
she says-
tennis star issued a public plea to Morgan Stanley, where his sister Emma works. Shelton asked the bank to allow her to stay in London instead of returning to her desk in the U.S. on Monday, calling her his lucky charm. And during his tournament run, it worked. Hours after Ben's request, Emma posted, "Thank you, Morgan Stanley. Return flight canceled." So that's
Good morning,
good.
Rita Wolf.
Rita Wolf, how you doing?
And for everybody, today's our harness racing from the fair. I don't know what will happen if it rains or
Yeah.
whether that'll all carry over to tomorrow or whatever.
Well, it depends on how much it rains.
But it is on our Campus Nation YouTube channel.
Campus Nation YouTube
Right.
channel for harness racing tonight.
That's right. So this will be a first for Campus Nation. We've never done harness racing before, but Sean Grooms, who is our other half of our Miami Trace in most cases, broadcast package, Sean has horses, so he
She
knows.
said hi to Jer Bear,
But
but she
sent you
said kisses and hugs to Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to suck up now, are you, JJ?
Well, Rick's-
Okay.
So does D.
it's-
Thompson.
you know
He
what
said
it
yeah,
was?
kisses and hugs
Hey.
too.
Hey, the minute Rick reminded about the freezer and the ice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kisses and hugs, Rick.
She figures she can shut me up, right?
Well, this Ben Shelton, he's going to play Lorenzo Sonego
So
for a
is-
spot in the quarterfinals
This is
today.
this is for a spot in the quarterfinals.
Yes, which that's pretty good. I've never even heard of Ben Shelton. So,
Well, I know there's a black girl that plays for the U.S.
Coco Golf, yeah.
She's really good, and I've watched
just
her
won a tournament.
as she's come up the ranks, so to speak.
Yep.
But she has said some things publicly that I don't know that you would actually say are anti-American, but they were more racial in tone,
She's young.
and
She's only like
she
19.
is young, so you have to take that worth a grain of salt with the young people like that.
S&P enters the post 4th of July week with a gnarly sunburn and a record high after jumping on Thursday in response to the solid monthly jobs report. Markets were closed on Friday, obviously.
All those tariffs were going to drive up prices and
Yep.
crater our economy, and
Well, listen to this. Retail traders are buoying the market and reaping the rewards. They have invested a record, how many $1 billion into the U.S. stocks and ETFs in 2025? How many billions do you think's been
800
invested?
billion.
Oh, no, not anywhere near that. But this is a record still.
Well, it can't be a record if it's not
Well,
800 billion.
Just to this point in the year.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well,
this point.
we're only halfway through the year.
What? This in
How many
general?
billions of dollars have
Joe, how many
investors-
billion did you put in?
About 2.5.
2.5?
How many billions of dollars have investors bought into the stock market?
How much have you got in the market, Charlie?
Nothing right now.
25.
2.5.
$155 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How much have you got in the market, Jerry?
I don't have anything.
Actually, yeah, we probably do.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
of our
yeah.
Well,
retirement.
for retirement, yeah.
My-
But I'm talking about actually going out and
Now I got some retirement money in there. I've got probably
I took such a beating in the market
30,000.
3 times that I said, not me no more.
I got like 30,000 in the market through retirement.
Do you remember
stuff.
Enron?
yeah, that Big E.
Yeah.
Um,
Remember the General Motors big slump? Remember GE's big slump?
all right, the big beautiful bill was signed. We all know that. Trump signed a massive tax and spend package on Friday.
And the world was supposed to have come to an end by today.
Now, so send trillions of dollars on the move, impacting many Americans' bank accounts. Well, how beautiful is it? They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and in this case, beauty may depend on how much money you beholden. The new law preserves lower rates by individuals and corporations by making key provisions from the 2017 tax cuts permanent. It also drastically raises the state and local tax deduction limit and increases the estate tax exemption. So, what does that mean? Under the new law, the top 20% of earners will see their net income increase nearly $13,000 per year. They also found that the top 0.1% of earners will gain more than $290,000 per year. So this is where the rich get richer that the Democrats always talk about. Well over $3 trillion could be added to the deficit, according to the Congressional Budget Office, which that's still, there's debate
Debatable.
about that, yeah. The law also makes significant cuts to the social safety net, particularly via food assistance benefits and Medicaid spending.
For illegals.
About 7.8 million people could lose health insurance by 2034, the CBO estimates.
Yeah, but what they don't say is most
A lot
of
of
these
that's
people
illegal,
are
yeah.
illegal.
Cuts
so
to
they're not
SNAP.
supposed to be getting it anyway.
Cuts to SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, could affect more than 40 million people, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities think tank. But again, a lot of that is illegals.
It's not just that. It's the people that are on SNAP or on food stamps or
It shouldn't be.
They're going to have a work requirement now.
Yeah.
And as we've seen in the past, where the Republicans pushed through a similar situation that didn't last, obviously, a lot of them left the programs because they didn't want to work. So that's your choice. If you don't want to work, whatever 30 hours a week or whatever their requirement, you're a lazy, whatever, and you don't need to be receiving assistance.
Well, a lot of people sell them.
That's right.
They sell their food card. Like you got $300 on a food card, they'll sell it for
So
half,
once again, if they have to work in order to be able to have that to sell it, they probably will get off the program because it won't be worth them having to spend 30 hours a week, whatever they're, throwing away bottle caps.
Older Americans will have access to a senior bonus to help defray Social Security taxes. Babies born in 25 through 28 will start getting $1,000 in a savings account, and there will be new deductions for workers who rely on tips for overtime. It's also a great time to buy an electric car. The new law eliminates the federal government's generous EV credits, but they're still in place until the fall, and dealers are eager to sell.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, well, they've got to get rid of all the incredible inventories that they've had because no one wants to buy EVs anymore since they're not being incentivized, and they're not forcing electric changeover now.
A friend of mine posted yesterday on Facebook that they're cutting taxes for the if you work and get a tip, you don't have to pay tax on the tip. He goes, but at the end of the year when you're doing your taxes, the company is throwing all that you got in all of a sudden at the end of the year, and you still have to pay tax on it.
I think that's only after like $38,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you got to make 38 first.
Good morning, Dean. Good morning,
With
Stephanie
that,
Martin.
we will take a break. And it's 8:16, and when we come back, we'll do some more news. Who else you gonna say good morning to? You got Dean. And
Stephanie
who else?
Morton.
Who?
Stephanie.
Stephanie Morton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she said hi to everyone a while ago.
Well, I've got my phone on the news right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was asking.
Charlie
All
can't
right.
do two things at the same time.
Well, I usually write all this stuff down, and it's like there's too much to write down today, so I'm just taking it right
All
off
right,
the
so we'll
feed.
take a break.
We'll be back.
Mike's off.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization event or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481, and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Forget the clown princes of basketball, the Harlem Globetrotters. There's a new all-star, family-friendly comedy polo team taking the sporting entertainment world by storm. The Equine Trots.
Bringing their highfalutin, high-kicking, mallet-swinging, horsey hijinks to an equestrian center near you.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. Made up stories just like these.
As well as real news about what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
On the Murphy Report. News the way it's meant to be delivered.
In less than 30 minutes, or it's free.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
Amanda, my buddy Sam was recently tossed from his own horsey all the way across the arena, landed in a soft bale of hay right next to another horse that was already asleep.
Oh my, that sounds dangerous. What's his condition?
Stable.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
$26. My health insurance went up $43.
I
How
haven't
much?
checked that.
43?
My health insurance went up $43 a month.
Well, that's because you're old.
Oh no! All right,
It's like car insurance. I mean,
Yep.
It was like 2 years ago. I was paying, and you, how much do you say you're getting your car insurance for next to nothing? I don't see how he gets his car insurance for what he gets, and I'm paying like 3 times that.
well, you get what you pay
Nice.
for.
Yeah, I guess.
Who are you with?
Progressive.
There's why right there. They suck.
I'm with Progressive.
Yeah, they
I have the
suck.
same
Well,
insurance he
I
does.
think that's who Crystal had, and then they didn't even pay her claim.
Yeah, well, I don't care.
I'm
As
just
long as,
telling
as
you.
long as I can drive, I don't care.
Plus, I don't have a claim. I don't
I'm not
care.
going to hit anybody.
You don't have a claim. You don't have to worry about it.
All right, back to
I
news.
have one and didn't intend to.
Central Texas flooding. That's a mess, isn't it?
It was Trump's fault. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm sure it
Yeah,
was.
the Dems were blaming Trump because he cut something back or he did something.
Well,
but it
he's
was Trump.
looking at cutting the National Weather Service.
It was his. What would that have to do with it? And once again,
I know,
there
I'm
was
just
something
saying.
online that was suggesting that you take a look at the weather radar over Texas at that time, and it was sort of like over North Carolina when all that stuff happened.
You think it was created?
They were saying they're suggesting that it may have been created.
That's
May have
what.
act-
That's what the lady in Florida, the crazy lady in Florida, is thinking too.
Well, maybe she's not so crazy.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Central Texas flooding leaves at least 82 dead and 41 still missing. July 4th flash flooding along the Guadalupe River caused water to rise, listen to this, 20 feet in 2 hours
Yeah.
in some areas. Devastating campgrounds on the banks where visitors were gathered for the holiday. Roads were also washed out, endangering travels. Kerr County, Texas was among the hardest hit with at least 40 adults and 28 children killed and 10 children and a summer camp counselor still missing as of Sunday night. Yesterday, Trump signed a major disaster declaration in the county, granting first responders access to more resources.
The problem, and me living in Texas and also living in Arizona, you have the same problem in most western states. You'll have these dry creek beds that are dry most of the year. But if they get, for instance, like in Arizona, we would get rain up in the mountains, and you wouldn't know it was raining in the mountains. Suddenly this wall of water would come down this dry creek bed, and sometimes people will be walking in them, and it will just absolutely be a torrent, a flood.
That's crazy.
And that's very common in these dry creek beds that are in Texas and a lot of the western states.
And that was one of the worst things about this is it hit in the AM. So, everybody's asleep, everybody's
Right.
in their cabins,
Right.
and they don't even know the water is rising or anything. It's not like in the
Right.
daytime when you can hear something or
Timing
see
wasn't
something.
the greatest, you're right.
Yeah. And people were waking them up and stuff, and they said and the campers, or not the campers, but the counselors are mostly teenagers.
Right.
And they were waking the kids up, busting out the windows and throwing them out the windows to walk to, and they said in chest-high water to safety.
Wow.
And so the ones who got saved, they said the story behind how they got saved is unbelievable.
Yeah, there's going to be some good stories come out of that, but there's going to be a lot of sad stories too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Musk announced the America Party in opposition to the big beautiful bill. Elon Musk starting his own political party. Trump, of course, calls it ridiculous.
Well, he thinks he's a politician now because he was on Doge, and I can understand he's got the money, he can do anything he wants to do, and it's a free country. Once again, if he wants to start a party, but there's more to that, and they did a quick look up on the FEC website. Federal Election
Commission.
It's not even registered. So
No.
legitimately, it's not a party until it's actually, they have to go through the registration process and everything for it to be legally a party. So he's just doing it, I think, to gouge the eyes of Trump again.
Well, he did a poll. Over 1.2 million people responded. 65.4% in favor. The next day, Musk wrote, "You shall have it." He wanted to say that focusing on 2 or 3 Senate seats and 8 to 10 House districts with the party would be enough to serve as a deciding vote on contentious laws. On Sunday afternoon, Truth Social, Trump voiced his disapproval of the move, posting that third parties are only good for the creation and complete and total disruption and chaos.
Well, and didn't Trump
Think Ross Perot. Yeah.
Didn't Elon say that something about in some way he would be a deciding factor on certain things, that like he would break ties? And I'm thinking, well, how does that work? How do you have a political party and you suddenly are the arbiter of one way or the other? And it's just like you said, there are disruptors.
Yep.
Ross Perot was one of those. But the bottom
That's
line
the
is,
reason Bill Clinton got president.
yeah, and that's usually what happens. If it's going to hurt anybody, it's going to hurt the conservative or the Republican. But I think most people think that this whole stunt by Elon is just a stunt. They don't take him seriously. His investors did. He lost a big deal as far as investment, because once he announced that he was launching a political party, the investment company said, we're not investing because you're not paying attention to business. We don't want you worrying about political stuff. We want you to be taking care of the businesses that you've got, and making them as profitable as possible.
The BRICS summit is taking place right now in Rio with some drama afoot. The annual meeting of emerging economies, which kicked off yesterday, encompasses Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which gives it its name, as well as other recent additions like the UAE and Iran. However, for the first time in a decade, Chinese leader Xi Jinping chose not to attend. I'm wondering why.
Which was kind of unusual.
The group stands as a counterpoint of sorts to the G7, advocating for a multipolar world that moves away from the U.S. dollar as the predominant international trade standard.
So not bipolar, right?
Yeah,
multipolar.
Trump essentially issued the group a hold your horses memo before it convenes for its second day of discussions today. Late last night on Truth Social, he posted, any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff.
Yeah, I mean, we can use tariffs to control a lot of the stuff that we used to have to give them money to be able to do. This way we're actually... So, Joe Davis, is John Robert Comer your cousin?
He's my cousin.
He is?
Says so, doesn't it?
Well, he said that, but I don't know why
You
anybody
call him
would...
John Robert Comer a liar?
Why would anybody claim you?
Cousin Joe.
Cousin Joe, yes.
Oh my gosh.
His sister lives out in Washington.
Washington?
Washington State?
Washington,
It's
yeah.
Washington. Washington State?
Yeah, Washington. Morning, Jax. Good morning, Angie.
This is funny. It just comes up as an ad in my news. Deals on Wheels. Looking for better car insurance? Answer a few questions.
Well, we
on
were
Best
talking about that
Money,
earlier,
and they'll
see?
match you with your top providers. It won't affect your credit score. It's 100% secure, and it'll only take 2 minutes of your time. Explore freely. Learn how to choose the right car insurance for you. And where this is at, it's on a email I get called the Morning Brew. The week ahead, summer camp for billionaires. Allen and Company Sun Valley Conference kicks off.
Good.
Well, I'm just waiting for the annoyances to stop. Kicks off on
The girls have
Tuesday,
to talk, Charlie.
bringing together some of the country's richest, most powerful people. Bezos, Jassy from Meta, Zuckerberg, Tim Cook, Sundar Pichai from Disney, Bob Iger. These are Netflix owners. Let's see, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. So the guest roster is more of a status symbol than a firm list of attendees. The annual retreat is probably a good place to discuss caviar and thread count innovations. But it's
Thread count?
also proven to be ideal spot for hammering out massive deals like Disney's merger with ABC, Comcast and NBC, and
keeping you
Time
awake,
Warner
Joe?
with AOL. What's
Now,
that?
did you hear over the weekend they were saying that the FBI said that once again they reaffirmed that Mr. Pedophile did commit suicide, and they Trump was going to release some video to the public that would show, that obviously there was no one that entered or left the cell, but also that the list of pedophiles, which we thought was coming, doesn't exist. There is no list of people that were engaged in.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
I call
of course,
bullshit.
Yeah, me too.
but our attorney general said it was sitting on her desk.
Yeah.
She was.
It's there. They're
was-
protecting people.
Yeah, and once again, that raises the question,
Well, Trump was on that list. He
Well-
went once, never went back.
and that's probably the reason. It's because Donald Trump was on that list, and so they just don't want the fallout from him. His
Well,
name.
the Democrats can't say anything because Bill Clinton was on there numerous times.
Oh my gosh, there were
Numerous
so
times,
many
yeah.
Dems that were on the list.
Tom
but-
Hanks. Tom Hanks, guys, don't be fooled. I mean, he's a great actor, but that dude is messed up. I'm telling you. Just a lot of stuff I've read about him, it's not good. Trump's tariffs ends Wednesday, so they go back up Wednesday unless they are in negotiations with countries. They're going to start sending letters this week warning, hey, if you don't move things along, August 1st, you'll boomerang back to April 2nd tariffs.
Morning, Joe Holdren.
Yes, Joe and I grew up around New Vienna. We have amazing roots. Davis, Walls, Whitmer, Comer.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Gretchen Whitmer?
Yeah, and Chris Walls.
Yeah.
Chris Walls is not part of the group.
Other news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump will have plenty to discuss when they meet in D.C. today. Amazon's annual Prime Day starts on Tuesday. Despite its name, the event will last for 4 days this year. Oil-rich countries and energy CEOs will attend the OPEC International Seminar in Vienna Wednesday and Thursday. Investors will get a closer look at the Fed's thought process on Wednesday when the central bank releases minutes from its June meeting. I heard some shenanigans going on with the Fed chair, too. I heard he was maybe in some stuff he shouldn't be in.
Well, they've probably been digging as much as
Jerome
they can
Powell,
up about
yeah.
it, so that Trump can force him out, because Trump doesn't like him, obviously. We shouldn't even have a Federal Reserve. It's a private organization. It's not government. See, everybody thinks that it's a part of the government in the way that it's not. They control our money and money flow, and it's all a private institution. It's not controlled by the government. That's why Trump can't fire him that easy.
Delta, ConAgra, Levi Strauss will release earnings on Thursday. Look up in the sky, the new Superman movie. The first from the revamped DC Cinematic Universe hits theaters on Friday. I love Gretchen, I see that. I bet you do, John. Anyhow,
Cousin.
still liberal. Anyhow,
Well, Charlie,
I saw the new Jurassic Park yesterday, and it's
Did you?
pretty good. It's pretty good. It's,
You mean you actually watched it?
yes, went to the movies.
You actually went to the movies?
After we got done shooting, worked out time.
I was going to say, when do you have any time? You do so much shit all the time. I don't know how he fits
We had-
everything into his.
We had a couple hours off yesterday.
So you had to fill him with a movie.
We went to church yesterday morning and went shooting
Rick
and then
should
went
do
to the
that.
movie. Huh?
Rick should do that.
Rick should do that. And Mike cave in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
I,
we'd
I
love
would.
to have Rick
I
come
would
down
catch
to our
on fire,
church.
Joe.
Huh?
I would catch on fire.
We'd love to have him come down.
My daughter's always bringing me holy water, so I try not to touch it.
Yeah,
'Cause
he leans toward that Catholic side.
if I get any on me, I might. There's a little bottle of holy water sitting on my desk.
Did you drink it or what?
I just douse it behind my ears and on my
It smokes.
wrists.
It smokes. It burns in. Yeah.
Well, it's time to take another break. We'll be back. I think I'm just about done with the news.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, so we'll go for the big one. Let's get some donuts.
Donuts. Getting a makeover and a name change.
It's every baker's nightmare. Buckling to the snowflake social media pressure, America's tasty glazed treats will now be known as doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Why wait for real news when you can get all the made-up news you need?
Along with the facts about Ohio's hometown theater, the Murphy.
On the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
I have tried so hard to cut back on my daily doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings intake.
Really, Steve? No one has noticed. And I mean no one.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. Local museum presenting workshops on aging, yet they won't offer a senior citizens discount.
pass the cottage cheese and applesauce. It's time to stop the irony.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories we'll get to the bottom of.
And some stories we're on top of, if that's your preference. In-depth, behind-the-scenes coverage.
Can only be found on The Murphy Report. Visit us at themurphytheater.org and our own YouTube channel with a new report every Monday morning.
Hey, Amanda, speaking of old, did you know that I recently celebrated a birthday?
I did, Steve. Who do you think called the fire truck when we lit up the cake? Did you make a wish before you hosed down all those candles?
I did. I wished only good fortune for all of my coworkers.
And yet you're still here.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Ready?
Let's get personal. Let's get personal. Sometime in August now, they're saying the first Sunday. Is that right?
The first month, first Sunday.
First
Yeah,
Sunday in
I think it's the
August.
4th, but don't count on that because a lot of it depends on all the other factors.
5 to 8.
we-
That's what they're
Of
talking.
course, when this show started, it was supposed to start in February and ended up.
That's right. It was supposed to start in February and it ended up starting in July. So that circumstances are beyond our control many times. Now we do have the fiber upstairs, which is where we're going to be doing the programming. But it was interesting because I came in yesterday for our Let's Get Personal meeting, and I came in about 3:30 because I had to get some stuff ready for today's harness racing stuff. And we have a separate package that we take around with an iPad and other equipment for sports. And so I had to make sure, because I hadn't touched that since the spring.
Right.
And I had to get everything charged up and made sure everything was updated and all that for today's harness racing. And so I was in there at 3:30 trying to get all that ready. And we have a yoga studio next door to our studio upstairs. And they were in there chanting away. And I thought, I wonder if they're going to be doing this because we want to do our show from our studio upstairs rather than the production studio upstairs. And I thought if they're going to be chanting at 5 o'clock in the evening and they hit a gong and sometimes they hit a little bell, and so doing all this stuff as part of their yoga, and I'm thinking I don't know whether that's going to work with us trying to do Let's Get Personal, because I'm not worried about us hearing them. I'm worried about them hearing us and getting freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till they turn their goats loose.
That's true.
Exactly, with the lube. Prime number, 85 million Lego bricks. No, that's not actually the number of blocks your kid left on the bedroom floor. It's how many it took to build Legoland Shanghai, the 11th theme park in the franchise, which opened on Saturday.
I've been to
85 million.
I've been to two Legolands,
Where'd
one in
you-
California and one in Florida.
There you go. Are they pretty neat?
Yes, they're made for 13-year-old and beyond and lower.
Mm-hmm.
But they're fun. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a lot, and their rides look like a big Lego, and that's how they're made. But there is a area that is like the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids of Egypt, and all this stuff made of Legos.
Yeah.
And it's
pretty neat,
it's
sounds like.
neat. I went there and just took pictures and walked around. It was unbelievably a real nice place to go to.
Well,
And
go ahead.
when we went one time to Florida, just a few years ago, with a couple grandkids, and we were thinking when we got there, do we want to go to Walt Disney World? Well, it was like a third of the price of Walt Disney World, and the kids had just as much fun. You know, riding all these rides and seeing things and doing things.
Right.
And the lines were not as long or anything. And
Right.
so it was a lot better place to take your kids to. And it was only like a half an hour away from Walt Disney World.
There you go. Well, this park spans more than 3.4 million square feet, features more than 75 rides, like you were saying, and attractions, includes a mini land, a repository of famous sites from around China, rendered in tiny blocks, which is receiving positive reviews, but location-based entertainment in China has hit a rough patch. Morgan Stanley estimated the revenue for Shanghai Disneyland, the country's top performing theme park, will decline from 1.5 billion last year to 1.4 billion this year. And while the Institute for Theme Park Studies in China found that the number of visitors to China's major theme parks rose slightly or stayed flat in 2024, the revenue from secondary consumption within the parks decreased. So there you go. What else is going on in the news? Justice Department and FBI have concluded that Jeffrey Epstein did not keep a client list, like Rick just said, and was not murdered, according to an exclusive from Axios. So somebody lying somewhere.
Yeah.
An Australian woman
we
was
all
found,
got a good idea why they're lying.
Yeah, an Australian woman was found guilty of fatally poisoning 3 family members in the mushroom murder case. Ozzy Osbourne performed what he called... Obviously, your parents didn't do a good job with you. Ozzy Osbourne performed what he called his farewell show in his hometown of Birmingham, England, yesterday for 40,000 fans. And I think one of the most touching parts of it was when he sang a song, "Mama, I'm coming home," because, you know, he is not in the greatest health.
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne was there. Kelly Osbourne was there. The lead singer of Slipknot asked Kelly Osbourne to marry him yesterday as part of the celebration.
What'd she say?
She said yes, yeah. But it was a star-studded cast. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos from it or anything. It's funny, Ozzy came out of the floor in a big bat throne and just sat in his throne the entire time he was up there. He did some Ozzy Osbourne songs, and then he did some Black Sabbath songs. And the original group for Black Sabbath was there. Bill Ward playing the drums, shirtless at 77. Tony Iommi on the guitar, and Geezer Butler on the bass. And they had all the groups had a couple rough patches here and there, just because some of them were throw together groups, but a lot of real good stuff too from the show. They just the bits and pieces I've seen, and I don't know, it was just a good salute to heavy metal rock and roll of the 70s and 80s, a lot of the 60s and 70s even. A lot of that stuff's dying out. You know, they're old and, you know, they're just you're not gonna have any more Ozzy Osbourne concerts. You're not gonna have any more Black Sabbath concerts. You know, and that's gonna be more of the theme with other groups coming up. The Seine River in Paris was reopened to public swimming for the first time in over 100 years.
Didn't
The
it have a
Seine
lot of
River.
feces in it and all kinds of stuff?
Yeah. Jurassic World Rebirth racked up the biggest worldwide movie opening of the year so
Some of
far.
Charlie's money.
Yep, you got some
Now,
of my
what's
money.
the story behind the story on?
Okay, Jurassic World Rebirth. The part of the story is they're going to go get these blood samples from some of the biggest dinosaurs that were left at the park to help. The blood can help, like with health crises back in, like the world, the United States and all over the world. But where they go to, they've been cross. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you cross species and put them together. So there's all these
Like gene splicing?
crazy species that are down there, And there's some pretty wicked looking created dinosaurs. And yeah, it's good. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's I'd recommend it. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it was a good show. Good show. So go check it out. It's worth that. Out here it's great because we only pay $6 for movies. Now, some places, it's a lot more. It's like 20 bucks.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
up around Dayton. All right, today is, let's see, Happy World Chocolate Day. Did you guys know that?
Nope.
It's World Chocolate Day today. A classic M&M's pack features candies in 6 different colors. Can you name them?
Do what? I'm sorry, I went past.
Name the 6 colors of the M&Ms. Red, green, yellow, blue,
Brown.
brown.
That's it. Brown, yellow, green, red. Oh, you left one out.
Orange, blue.
Orange.
Orange, yes.
Orange, yeah.
Sort of between brown and red there.
And today's word of the day is propagates, meaning causes to spread.
Propaganda.
So, yeah. Rick is propagating his,
Yeah, Rick always propagates.
I propagate as much as I can.
It's
not very much
Let's
anymore.
get personal over the airways here soon. All right, and with that, it's time to take another break. When we come back, we're going to do Today in History.
Perfect timing, right?
Yep.
Perfect timing.
I'm trying to find. I had a thing that.
They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
That's right. Coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most. Plus, what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. It's an effort to warn wild weather worrywarts, a new initiative coming before Congress to force thunder to roll before lightning strikes.
a shocking proposition that is sure to spark some debate, with a 70% chance of failure sweeping in overnight from the Dakotas.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Stories we make up just for you, and the latest on what's coming to the Murphy Theater, Ohio's hometown theater, every Monday morning on The Murphy Report.
Find us on the Murphy Theater website and on our own YouTube's channel.
You know, Steve, I was once struck by lightning.
Oh, really? Any after effects?
Yeah, every time I sneeze, my garage door opens.
I had something similar happen to me. Every time I bend over to tie my shoes, I rip my pants.
Oh, from a lightning strike?
Yes.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. The only man in the world who can list all the vice president's wives in order of height, from shortest to tallest.
reunites with the only other man in the world who cares.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories to brighten your day.
And maybe, just maybe, keep you safe. But don't count on it.
And all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect.
And it's what we've come to deliver.
With the Murphy Report. Every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, I understand you have a special skill of reciting the entire alphabet backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
That must be quite a belch.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Fall in line. That's what you're saying. You fall in line.
Well,
All right, we're back.
My parents were both Democrat. You see me, I'm not even anywhere close to
well,
that third
and
rail.
I'm going to say this in defense of the old Democrats.
the Democratic Party today is nothing.
No,
The
the
Democratic-
blue dog Democrats were, they were fiscal conservatives, sort of like a John Kennedy.
Well,
You
that's
take
what I was
you
just
take
gonna
John
say.
Kennedy.
You look at Kennedy's Democrat area; they line up more with the Republican ideals
well-
and
Oh,
values
absolutely.
of today.
Well, and I'm sorry, in politics, there was more common sense years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean-
both sides.
And I've
Yeah.
got to say,
Both
even though
sides.
Charlie is our closet liberal, for me, I am more conservative fiscally, but obviously about social programs, I'm a little less conservative
Right.
in those areas because I do care about people and
Right.
I don't want people to starve. And I volunteered 7.5 years at Sugar Tree. What does that say?
Right.
So, but when it comes to other things, I
want people to have water.
okay, let's take a quick vote here. Jerry, Joe,
I abstain.
What about?
What we voting on?
the mayor of New York, this socialist communist.
He's a goober.
Do you think that it would be good for them to elect him so that they get a
way.
big dose of this guy?
No.
I think he would destroy New York very quickly.
I think he's going to do a lot more damage to the
Well,
Democratic Party.
he talked about these grocery stores that would be owned by the
The
city.
state, yeah.
Well, the problem is the money
Is he
that
wanting
he
to turn
said
us
that
into
they,
Russia or what?
well, the money that
Yeah,
that
that's what he
would
wants.
pay for these grocery stores, he didn't even understand that money is not there. It's like we're talking billions of dollars that are not there that he was going to spend on these grocery stores because what he didn't realize was the money that he's saying that he would take and divert. It was private money. The private companies were funding this money, and he thinks he can just take that private money and then refund. You think if I own a grocery store, or if I'm a grocery store chain, I'm not going to let them take millions of dollars from my company and then them own the grocery stores.
Right.
And he's already said, like a lot of communists, he wants to control the source of revenue in that. He wants to own businesses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's a nutcase. But once again, 4 years of him, I don't know whether New York City could actually last that long.
no. It would be the new California.
And just keep in mind, they
Once
elected
again,
the
I
AOC.
think we have to be very careful about who we allow to assume positions of power in this country as far as politically, because yes, you want people to participate in our government and things like that, but if you look at anybody, these radicals that come from these other countries and they become citizens and they run for office and they end up in Congress or they end up in mayor of a big city, they bring those socialist and communist views with them.
Right.
And it's just like Omar saying that, her allegiance is first to Somalia, and second to the United States. So
Then that
she
person
shouldn't.
should never
She
be
shouldn't
on our-
even be in. She shouldn't even be in the country. She should be deported. And that's the same way with any of these radicals that end up in these positions.
Yep.
And the other thing that we need to look into very carefully are how some bartender from New York City that didn't have a pot to piss in ends up being worth 20,
Millions.
30 millions of dollars.
Illegally,
literally.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So where did that money come? She's being investigated.
Well, I think a lot of them are going to be investigated.
I mean, that's so obvious that there's a problem there.
Yeah. Why do you think they were fighting that, the money being diverted or taken out of USAID or whatever?
Yeah.
Because obviously that was a big slush fund for Democrats to pay each other, millions of dollars of taxpayer money.
Well, Stacey Abrams, she got billions.
She did too, yeah. How does that happen? I want to get on that list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just give me a couple million. I'll be happy.
Well, I tell you what, and I never paid attention to it because I just thought it was a scam. But, with that Snap stuff, I get emails about that occasionally. I never looked at them, must throw them away. Cause,
You mean for you to get snapped?
well, I didn't really look at it. Yeah, but it's like, why would you be sending that to me? You know, we make more than enough money to.
Probably because
If
you're
you've
now.
done something that got you on a list, then they send it to you, and then when you apply or whatever, they'll go, "Oh, you don't get it."
Yeah, maybe
they'll
that's
kick
it.
you
I
off.
don't-
Well, that and you just
saw the
turned
scam.
60.
But yeah, see, if anybody,
You're-
probably everybody that just turned 60 automatically gets.
You're in the
because
window.
a lot of people that are on fixed incomes don't make enough money on Social Security, or they don't have pension, and so they could be eligible for certain benefits that they normally wouldn't have gotten up to the point of being on Social Security. That's just the sad state of the way things are. I think everyone on Social Security should get at least
If I get one,
$6,000 or $7,000 a month in Social
next time.
Security, right, Joe?
Right.
Yeah,
think so.
7,000.
That would try to get me by.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and supposedly with this new bill, it's going to help seniors, so we'll see. Jerry, what kind of a this day in history do you have over there?
Oh, and this day in history, July 7th. And it'll be
Lucky 7.
the 7th all day.
7-7,
Put
Yeah.
$2
Really?
down on your favorite horse today.
all number 7.
7725. In 1846, U.S. annexed California was proclaimed by Monterey after surviving the Mexican garrison.
I thought we took a little trip in that year.
No, it was 1814.
1814.
Oh, 1814?
I keep trying to find something that'll come up 1814. But so far, yeah.
Matt Beamer says 7.
Okay, Joe, we got it. In 1862, the first railroad post office was tested on the Hannibal St. Joseph Railroad in Missouri.
Now, did they have a telegraph in that post office?
No.
No?
I bet they did.
Was there a Pony Express that visited it?
In 1862, they wouldn't have any way to.
Telegraph?
Well, they.
When was the telegraph invented? Look it
I
up.
don't know.
Telegraph would have to be connected by wires. Either that.
They didn't have wires back then, Charlie.
It was all underground.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was.
But this
Fiber.
this was a post office that was on the train.
Oh, it was on the train.
It was a traveling.
So
post
how
office.
would you have a zip code in that post office? It's
It
like-
changed quickly.
Well,
yeah.
they processed the mail on the train, and then they would drop it off to the given areas. They actually processed.
Oh, so
the
they
mail.
delivered mail
Right,
via
they-
the train from the post office on the train.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In 1885, G. Moore Peters patented the cartridge loading machine.
Who was that?
It was G. Moore Peters.
More Peters, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can always appreciate that.
Yep. In 1920, a device known as a radio compass was used for the first time on a U.S. Navy airplane near Norfolk, Virginia.
What did it do?
I told you which way you're going.
Oh,
No.
wow.
Before they had no idea
They
where
just
they were
flew
going.
into the
They just
yonder.
went somewhere.
Well, that would be, you'd have to fly during the day so that you could look at landmarks, because when it got dark, you obviously were without any kind of aviation.
All right, just wait a minute, just because this goes along with the telegraph. What year was the optical telegraph existed as early as,
What do you mean optical?
just what it says, optical
That
telegraph.
sounds like fiber.
that sounds like fiber, yeah.
Yeah, optical telegraphs existed as early as
1920,
That's what-
earlier.
1820.
Earlier.
Earlier in 1820?
No. way.
1720.
1794. Electric telegraphs began to be developed in. When did Samuel Morse do his?
I don't know.
Morse code.
The
What-
inventor of the
tell me.
Morse code.
Yeah. Well,
What year was he?
that's what I'm asking you guys. Give me a
Well,
guess.
but it must have been the 1700s.
That was higher than that.
1815.
So,
a
so
little newer
are you
than
saying
that.
the telegraph was invented before
This
Morse?
is the electric telegraph. Yeah.
So that was, they were connected by wires, right?
Yeah. 1830s, but Morse started working on his version in 1832 and developed Morse code in 1835 and presented it to Congress in 1838. What was the first message sent by Samuel Morse? On
Dot,
May,
dot, did it, dot.
May 24th, 1844. That could be right. It says, "What hath God wrought?" It's sent on the line between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. This marked the beginning of widespread use of the electric telegraph.
The electric telegraph.
Sorry. there
That
you
sort
go.
of reminds me like the electric slide.
But I'm still, telegraph
Gotta
had
start a song
had
for
to be
that.
connected by wire.
Yeah.
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 He means electric going over wire.
What did they have before the electric telegraph?
Said optical telegraph.
What's
I don't know what they mean by optical. Cause
Must be
optical,
smoke signals.
Yeah, well, that might be.
The Indians. Hell, it was before that.
you
The
saw-
Indians had
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
what? Yeah, what is
You see those
optical?
puffs of smoke up there? And what does it say? What have God wrought?
There you go.
It's a rotting flesh. Jerry, do you have any other news of what happened today?
In 19... Let's go. That can't be.
Take
Yeah,
a
it
deep
is.
breath.
1981, U.S. President Reagan announced he was nominating Arizona Judge Sandra Day
O'Connor.
O'Connor to become the first female justice on the United States Supreme Court. And in 1994, Amazon.com Incorporated was founded in Seattle, Washington, under the name, what was it known as first?
Rip me off. No?
Nope.
What was what?
What was it, Charlie?
What was
Say
what?
it again, because I was reading about the telegraphs here.
What was the first thing that Amazon.com Incorporated, what was its first name?
Oh, I heard this before. I have no idea though.
Timu.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Amazon's
Sheen.
first name, Bezos.
Nope. It was called Cadabra.
Cadabra?
Yeah, that's right.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
We watch your money disappear.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
There you go. In 2000, Cisco Systems Incorporated announced that it would buy Netverse Incorporated for $210 million in stock.
And what did Netverse do?
I don't know what that was. But it was the 13th time Cisco had purchased a company in 2000. Also
luck.
in 2000, Amazon.com announced that they had sold 400,000 copies of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, making it the biggest selling book in e-trailing history.
In E what?
E-tailing.
Oh.
E-tailing
I
history.
thought you said E-Tran.
In 2017, the first Tesla Model 3 rolled off the assembly line.
How much did it cost?
I have no idea.
Well, Jerry, you're supposed to know those details.
I did these real late.
There's no excuse. How early do you have to get up tomorrow to come in here, by 6:30 to so we haul all that stuff over to
Oh,
the...
I don't know. I'll probably get about 4:30.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
don't you already have that in your car
There you go.
for the night?
No. No, because I think we're probably I'm going to go ahead and take the tables and everything so I know that we've got the setup that we need.
I bet they'll have tables.
Well, I'm sure they will, but they may not have the tables I want.
And while we're between things here, everybody wants to remember that the summer movies, the summer matinees here at the Murphy.
What's this Wednesday?
Are they paying you extra money to promote the
Yes,
Murphy,
they
Jerry?
are. They are.
All of it. You getting free tickets or something? Is that what it
It
is?
is Ways members. So
There's got to be something.
Everybody gets
Maybe
free
get me a
tickets to these.
co-host.
Is it J-Lo and
Well,
Stitch
that's
this
true.
week?
Yeah, you may get your co-host because it is discussed that Charlie, when he goes to greener pastures in Washington Courthouse for Wake Up Washington Courthouse, Amanda has expressed some interest to maybe co-host with Jerry here at least some days of the week. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Jerry seems up for that.
I saw on the thing J-Lo and Switch, I think, when I was driving by.
Yes, the movies at the Murphy.
Is it J-Lo?
The Murphy's Heat Busters, the free matinees. They're on Wednesday, 1 o'clock.
Lilo.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Lilo
I knew it wasn't
is-
J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Whatever.
You see where Joe's mind's at?
That's right.
He went to that Let's
I
Get
don't go to any
Personal
of them,
meeting.
so.
He did
I don't-
yesterday, and he talked a lot more than just about anybody. Imagine that. Anybody did yesterday.
No, I didn't. I think I left the room for an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, you did talk to your daughter.
Real quick, before we go to break, here's how an optical telegraph was used. Line of stations, towers, a network of stations. Usually towers were built within a line of sight of each other, typically 5 to 20 miles apart. Visual signals information was conveyed through the arrangement of movable parts on the top of the towers. There were two main types: semaphore telegraphs.
Semaphore, that's what Joe was doing.
They used pivot or indicator arms like the well-known Chappé system in France. The arms could be moved into various positions, each representing a letter, number, or code. Shutter telegraphs. These systems use panels or shutters that could be opened or closed to create different patterns of light or dark against the sky. Telescopes and operators at each tower would use a telescope to observe the signals from the previous tower. Once deciphered, they would reproduce the signal on their own tower for the next operator down the line.
So how many miles did you say? Up to 20 miles?
5 to 20 miles apart.
Because the average cell tower is about a 7-mile radius, the
Yep.
5G cell towers. So these could be even further apart than that. And once again, line of sight is what we refer to as Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi usually operates line of sight best, from one point to the other, point to point. So this was early Wi-Fi that we had operating there.
Basically,
And they were watching by binoculars. So what, if one guy was sending a message and the other guy wasn't paying attention,
That's right.
he's not getting the message.
And you'd have to go back and say, send me that again?
yeah,
What
the
was that?
most famous optical telegraph system was invented by Claude Chappé in France. And in the late 18th century, it played a significant role in military and national communication, especially during Napoleonic Wars.
Wonder why we never heard of any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
before eventually being superseded by the more reliable and faster electric telegraph in the mid-19th century.
So that's kind of like what they used on ships.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would communicate by the light that they had on the ship, opening and closing the shutters on it now.
And you're joking about the smoke signals, but really you're not far off.
That's true. Yeah.
You're really not far
So
off.
so actually the American Indian probably had
Started
that all.
it all.
Yeah, they had that all.
Okay, well, it's
They
time to
were
go to
first in
break.
many things.
When
Yeah.
we come back, we'll do some birthdays. And I do have a game that the old man can play against each
Oh,
other.
goody. All right. Well, microphone's off.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization, event, or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481, and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Forget the clown princes of basketball, the Harlem Globetrotters. There's a new all-star, family-friendly comedy polo team taking the sporting entertainment world by storm. The Equine Trots.
Bringing their highfalutin, high-kicking, mallet-swinging, horsey hijinks to an equestrian center near you.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. Made up stories just like these.
As well as real news about what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
On the Murphy Report. News the way it's meant to be delivered.
In less than 30 minutes, or it's free.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
Amanda, yeah, my buddy Sam was recently tossed from his own horsey all the way across the arena, landed in a soft bale of hay right next to another horse that was already asleep.
Oh my, that sounds dangerous. What's his condition?
Stable.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
All right.
It's news to us.
Let's get personal. Personal. Let's get personal.
See, Joe's really into this now. Now that he attended a meeting.
That's right.
Live Sunday nights, 5 to 8, with your host, Dr. Footlong, Jeffrey, Eat Me Like a Nathan's Hot Dog, Schussler, and Sarah, Play Me Like a Nathan's Hot Dog, Piccolo,
So,
Fife.
Joe, did you think that our we call them our pre-shows because we're just getting ready to, for did you think, was it interesting
It was
to you?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you think it's going to be a good show?
I think so.
Jerry,
All right.
You got
did you mention
good
something
girls
about
on there. I mean, that's going to make it very interesting right there.
That's right. Yeah.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Oh, yeah.
How
Joey
many
Chestnut.
did he eat?
70 and a half. Yeah.
And a half?
Joey Chestnut.
They go by the half hot dog? So what is a half? Is it like 3 inches?
Actually, you know what? These are Nathan's hot dogs, and they were big. Did you notice they?
No, wait a minute. You're showing
Well, you know how your average bun is, right?
yeah.
The
They're,
hot dog probably stuck an
they're
inch and a half.
plumper. Aren't they plumper, Charlie?
Well, these stuck about an inch and a half
The ones at
outside the
Kroger's,
bun.
when you look at the package for Nathan's hot dogs, they're like 8 inches long. They're pretty
Yeah.
long hot dogs.
So they're above average?
But I
Yeah,
thought
they're big hot dogs.
for their show or their thing, I thought they were like only like this long.
No, they're big. They're because they showed them here today, and I was really surprised because usually your hot
So
dog stays within
if
the
you
bun.
figure how many, 70, how many?
70 and a half.
70 and
Okay,
a
so
half.
70 hot dogs.
All beef.
Yeah,
surprised
if you
people
took
haven't
that
died
and you just
more often.
put it on a scale, how many pounds do you think that guy's got to stuff into his stomach in order?
know.
That doesn't even sound humanly possible.
Well, the woman that set the woman's record, she was 30 or 33.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think
sure.
she ate.
Huh, I would have thought the women would have eclipsed the men.
Oh no.
No?
No, let me see if I can find that out because that interests me. How much? Here, I'll just weight would 70 and a half Nathan hot dogs be?
Was it going to come up with a precise answer?
I bet it'll come up close.
So what are you using for your reference? Google?
No, Gemini.
Gemini.
Oh, yeah.
Do you use that frequently now, Charlie?
I use it more than I should, right?
And have you ever caught it being wrong?
No,
Have you ever caught it misleading?
actually, it's great because when some of our people on council want to break the law, I can just go to it real quick and play it for them.
I have found that it has inaccuracies.
Oh, duh. You think anything that's programmed by a human being's
And I
not
have-
going to have biases and
And I have
inaccuracies?
found it will argue with you.
Oh, it'll argue
Oh,
with you?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's see if it gives me the answer here.
Charlie, your lovely wife is watching us.
Hey, all right.
Hi,
There
Rach.
she is.
I got something here.
She got to shoot yesterday.
Yeah?
The hot
Now,
dogs
Charlie,
used
do
in
you
the
really-
Nathan's hot dogs eating contest are typically 6.75 inches long and weigh 56 grams, approximately 2 ounces.
So 2 ounces times,
Well, it'd be
70.
141 ounces.
so how many pounds is that?
16 ounces in a pound, so just
Little
shy
over
of
5.
8 point some pounds.
Can you imagine consuming 8 pounds of hot dogs in your stomach? And by the way, Charlie, do you think that it's very prudent to teach your wife how to shoot a gun?
Yeah, it's all right. She enjoyed
Well,
it.
now, and on top of that, you got to consider
Has Rachel ever gotten angry with you, Charlie?
Why
Never,
usually?
ever.
You know, especially when there's hot women on our show and you're sitting
No.
close to them.
She kind of, years ago, that would be the case.
Well, like when we were up in Jeffersonville,
that
I
would've been
know
the
there were
case
many
years
times that she
ago,
was
but-
ready to kill you.
Anymore, no, she knows.
She
She
He
doesn't
knows
have
he
any.
can't do anything about it.
That's
so.
true. Yeah,
She
would
has
take
nothing
him.
to worry
She would.
about.
Joe, is your
This is saying just a second where we've already got the answer, a little over 8 pounds.
Well, then consider the bun.
yeah. You can take
The
my
bun.
microphone
That's just a
here.
hot dog.
Oh, that's true.
I'll
Then
change
you
out
add
the
the
They have to
buns.
eat the bun too. That's part
Yeah,
of the thing.
and they wet them.
Yeah.
I think that's
It
kind of
helps
nasty.
them. It helps it go down quick.
Yeah.
Easy.
They wet the bun.
Yeah.
But they stick
They'll
it in
stick it in a
because if
cup
it's
of
dry,
water.
have you ever ate a
Oh,
dry?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. They
Well,
let
it
so
seems to me
goes
that
down,
what
just slides down.
they should do it bunless. So
Jim-
it should be bunless without any accoutrements.
Jim and I was struggling with that. So, real quick, local birthdays. Dick Stifler had a birthday over the weekend.
Big Dick Stifler had a
Big
birthday.
Dick
How old
Stifler.
is he, Charlie?
It didn't say.
Oh, okay.
Kelly Ely, Gary Goodman, Andrea Wyatt Roush, Taylor Rife, Laura Arledge, Donna Bourne, James Sewell, John Hunt, Adam Geis, Josie Smith, Mindy Baird, Carrie Reed Golf, Sheila Sams. They all had birthdays. We have an anniversary too. Mindy and John Williams are celebrating their 21st anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yep.
There's Charlie when he was little.
I think they've eclipsed any of my marriages, any 4 of them.
And that brings,
Maybe all of them put together. I don't know.
let's just go ahead and do the celebrity birthdays here real quick. Ringo Starr,
74 years old.
higher.
Higher than that, yeah.
Well, Joe,
83.
80.
Higher.
Yeah. 85.
85. Ding, 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 ding. Comic, Jim Gaffigan.
60.
60 is just a little bit high.
59.
59. There you go.
Thank you, Rick.
Michelle
welcome, Jared.
Kwan.
The skater,
Yeah.
I'd say she's probably 38.
Higher.
44.
Just a little bit higher.
45.
45.
Thank you, Jeff.
This guy is still alive today, folks. Doc Severinsen.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Johnny Carson show.
Yep.
So Doc was the band leader.
Right, trumpet player.
And so
I've actually seen him in concert.
I'd say he's probably like 94.
Higher.
Higher.
103.
Less.
96.
I'm living to be 103.
Higher than 96.
99.
Just a little bit lower.
90.
98.
Joe's got to figure it out.
Yeah. He's like, just a little bit lower.
Wait a minute.
He said,
Right? And,
The high or low?
If it was a little bit higher than 99, what would it be, Joe?
100.
100. Very
That's
good.
right.
David Hodo.
Huda?
David Hodo.
Hodo. Who the hell's Hodo?
You all know him. He is the policeman on the Village People.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is he gay?
I don't know.
Okay.
That was the big rumor about all of them years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be a show on TV about I don't know, not Match Game, but when they had to tell a secret. I've Got a Secret, and he was one of the guest people on I've Got a
What
Secret.
was his secret?
That who he was, because nobody, in just there in street clothes, nobody knew who he was.
Okay, so you just have to guess
That
who
he
he
played,
is.
that he was the policeman on, and they had started asking questions. Who are you? Where are you from?
I don't know. Did he have a badge on?
Yes.
So
But-
he did wear a badge.
But one thing this show is known for is every one of the people guessing were all gay. So the odds are most of
Whose
those
line is it anyway? All of the participants, as far as guessers, were gay.
Yeah.
Just for that shit.
All the
Oh, just for that show.
all the stars that were on that show.
On that particular
panel,
show.
The panel were all gay.
Okay.
And then a lot of the people coming on sometimes were.
You're getting as bad as Learman. He doesn't beat on me.
Be careful, Joe. You'll start bleeding.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm still bruised from where he hit me.
Go on.
So, getting back to how old is David Hodo?
Oh, are we still on that?
Yeah, we haven't got to his age yet.
73.
Higher.
Because he's not older than that. 78.
Ding, 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 ding.
Very good, Joe.
78. Two left. They're both basketball players. The first one is Lisa Leslie.
She in the WNBA now?
No.
No, she's retired.
She's retired. Okay.
48.
Higher.
52.
Just a little bit higher.
What is with this?
51.
Just a little bit higher.
If he's higher, then I would be lower,
You said
right?
52.
I said 53.
53
You said
is
51.
right.
Joe, 53 would be the number.
I thought you said he was higher.
Joe, don't be blaming me for this.
Rick's fault.
You sound like the Trump blamers.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. All right, how about last one? Remember when this guy come out of college? Man, he was tall. Played for Virginia. Ralph Sampson.
Oh, Ralph
Oh, he
Sampson.
was a big dude.
Yes, 7'1", 7'2", something like that.
Just a little higher.
Just
7'3". Okay.
62.
62, higher,
71.
lower,
69.
lower,
His favorite number.
67.
lower than 67.
65.
65. Ding, ding, ding,
All
ding,
right.
ding, ding. Do we want to play the next game or take a break?
Well, let's take a break and I'll change out Joe's mic, or
Good.
Jerry will do it.
Okay. All right, we'll
Joe
take a
needs to be
break.
heard.
We'll come back. We'll play a little chain connection. And it sounds like Joe's been practicing.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to turn the mics off. And we're going to play.
Labor analysts have done the math. If God used union workers to create the world, just how long would it take?
6 days and a day of rest? Hardly. Experts say we might still be under construction, but at least we'd be on more solid ground.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made-up stories just like these are what we're about on The Murphy Report, with a new report every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Plus all the real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in the heart of downtown Wilmington.
Hosted by veteran anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone. It's news you might lose. But if you do, we'll find it, we'll pick it up, we'll roll it up, and we'll stick it back in your front screen door.
That sounds more like a newspaper, Steve.
This isn't a newspaper?
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Discussion.
A major shakeup in the pharmaceutical industry as Flintstone vitamins taken to task for tasting nothing like Fred or Wilma.
and as for Pebbles, well, she's already a fruity breakfast cereal. Why dietitians and nutritionists coast to coast are warning us to yabba dabba don't when it comes to ingesting these chalky childhood chewables.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Looking out for your health and well-being is just a sample of the kind of made-up news you can expect on The Murphy Report.
Earning the reputation as the mistrusted name in news isn't something that we take lightly.
In fact, most wouldn't take it at all.
And our efforts reflect that, with a trophy case in our lobby filled wall to wall with empty shelves.
Let the other outlets vie for trophies and your respect.
We're simply too busy making it up to care for such accolades, with a new report posted every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and YouTube channel.
The Murphy Report, with veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
Remember, if it's news to you,
When you flip them open, they say, "Get it."
It's news to us.
I left, it was Joe's mic that was on.
Right.
All right, we're back. We're back. I hope Joe's mic was on.
Yeah.
Hot mic's not good.
Hello.
All right, so we're gonna play a little chain connection. But Joe, I guess you'd be considered a guest still. So,
Thank you.
would you like to go first or pick A or B?
Go A.
So Jerry goes
So
first.
Jerry goes first with B. Just to let you know, I was very tired when I took these. On column A, I got a 65.
Wow.
See, that's
On-
the one I picked.
On
Wow.
column B,
You got a 99.
I got 55.
Oh, wow. You must have been
So,
very tired, Charlie.
I was.
You just got back from the movies.
You're
All right, here we go. I did, actually. All right, Jerry, hat, T.
Hat top.
Hat.
T.
Hat trick.
Yeah, hat trick.
Hat trick.
I already thought of that one.
Well,
You're
Joe,
not playing the
that
frickin'
wasn't
game.
that wasn't your column, Joe.
You're supposed to keep your mouth shut. It's us two.
I'm the evil
He's
emperor.
the
I can
evil
comment
emperor.
whenever I
only,
want.
only if somebody gets in trouble and can't, then you can come in with a help.
Joe,
you just start.
Joe, this is my show.
You might as well just start playing the game and Jerry shut up.
Trick, P.
Trick pony.
Pony.
Trick pony.
Trick pony is right.
You only got a 55 on this?
Well, we're not done yet.
It gets harder.
Pony E.
What is it?
Pony
Pony
E.
Express.
Pony Express.
I said nothing, Joe. I said nothing.
Express.
I know nothing.
M.
Oh, oh,
Express M.
Express M.
See, it does get harder.
It's gonna be an Express money.
Express M. Express.
Express mail.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I thought of.
Oh, sure.
That's
Joe.
right.
Joe,
Jerry's doing
I'd already thought of that
you
one
took the
5
wrong
minutes
column,
ago.
Joe.
I think I picked when I couldn't figure out hat trick for some reason.
No.
Male S.
Mail S.
M-A-I or M-A-L?
Mail S.
M-A-I.
Male stripper.
Male S.
Mail service.
He said that's an answer.
Mail.
Well, male service would be okay. I like stripper better.
I'm gonna go with mail service.
Male service is right. Jerry's running it.
He is.
Dang, I did terrible.
Well, Joe,
on
you
this.
get a chance to catch
Yeah,
up.
you'll get a chance to talk.
Oh, yeah, he'll come up with mine. Zebra gabla.
That's a good answer.
It would be zebra G.
Yeah.
Service C.
Service C.
I must have been really tired.
It must have been.
Yeah, you must have been.
Service G.
C.
Oh,
C.
service C. Service center.
That is a good answer.
Yes, it is.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Oh,
Finally. Okay, Joe.
Joe
here you
wakes
go.
up. Okay, Joe, run it.
Yeah, right. I'm going to get the first one.
Safety F.
Safety first.
Safety first is right.
Good, lucky guess.
Here's one I screwed up. First L.
I don't see you throwing in a bunch of answers.
First light.
Okay, I'll go with that.
First lick.
Yeah. First light.
First light.
Sorry, Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Service CH.
Service C. Service what?
CH.
CH.
Service.
Service ch.
Check.
Service chew.
That's what Rick has, the service check.
Service chick.
I thought he said service check.
Service chick.
Wow.
Service chain. Service Chewbacca.
Service. Wow.
Chain reaction.
Yeah.
On the game show, there is a time limit.
Yes.
You got 5 seconds.
Service.
I just get ready to start.
Service.
5,
Davis.
4, 3.
Service choice.
All right.
A good guess.
First LA.
First laugh.
First LA.
First light.
I could give you a hint, but
Oh, like
these guys
LI.
will get mad.
First. This is your hint.
Yeah, I know. It's bugging the shit out.
5.
Well, you don't have anybody whistling in your ear as you're trying to think.
I'm trying to help you.
Well, I figured out what it
was.
Jerry got it from my hint. First LA.
It's not lieutenant.
First Labrador. No, that's a
Labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
First
Yeah,
Louisiana.
It's the first Labradoodle.
That's
That's a great hint.
5.
I passed.
Pass. All right.
He gives up.
Service CHA.
Damn, I'm still blank.
CHA would be like channel.
Service.
Cha.
That's not it.
Man,
First chain link.
I'm blank on this one.
He just give you a hint, but that doesn't mean it's right.
Well, Charlie did this, so I don't know what that means, but sounds like a link of some kind.
CHA.
Yeah.
First chain.
Well, I'll say chain with CHA. If it's chain link, I'm gonna say chain. Hell, I don't know. Man, this one's got me.
All right, Joe.
And don't whistle.
First LAD.
First lady.
First lady.
Yeah.
I was seeing the
That was
presidential.
the presidential.
Well, I know, but I'm trying to think
All right,
of
Joe,
the
that was
name of it,
That was
and
the
it's
hint that I
throwing
gave
me.
you
And
now, so don't ride me.
when I'm trying to think of this, and then I get this, and I'm like, okay,
Give
I've
him
heard
his
that
next
tune
one, so
before.
shut
I
up.
heard that
Give
tune.
him his
Name the
next one,
tune in
Charlie.
3 notes.
Lady F.
It's not Gaga. Maybe it's Faga.
Lady.
Lady F.
Lady in red.
Rex singing, yeah.
What there? Whistle again. It'll get me.
Block him out.
Lady.
5. 4.
That's about.
Did you get my hint?
Did you give a hint?
Yeah, I've been giving a hint for the last
So did
6
I.
minutes.
Joe's not paying attention.
So did I.
He's looking at himself
Yeah,
in the
that's
monitor. Joe's got
5,
it. What was the letter?
F.
3.
3,
2.
I don't like know what the freaking hint
One.
was.
Lady
Two.
Frickin'. Lady Frickin'.
Lady
1.
first.
You got anything?
He said lady first.
No.
Eh.
I know what the hell mine is. Good. You might.
I'm glad you're struggling.
You're
with
going to
one.
get about 4 letters on this one, Jerry.
He'll have the whole thing spelled out before I get it.
I know.
Service CHAR.
Charge.
Service charge. Okay, Joe, he went first, so you got a chance to tie here.
All right.
Lady,
You mean that was the finish?
That was
Yeah.
the fit he done.
Why that was so.
Lady
I know. Over your
F-I.
Lady Finger.
Lady finger.
Lady finger, that's right.
I'm helping Joe.
The whole last time I'm going
I had
like
my
that.
eyes closed, and I'm
I'm
over here.
going- and
I'm
I'm
over here
going-
with my eyes closed, concentrating.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going, "I gave you a hint. My eyes are closed." What?
Jared, I went like this in front
Yeah,
of your face.
and my eyes are closed because I'm over here concentrating, trying to keep all these things
Hey, you
out.
still got a chance to tie.
I'm over here going 5.
Finger F.
That doesn't sound right.
Finger F. Sure it does. Finger
Finger
F.
F. Finger F. There are some things we can't say even on the internet, Joe.
Finger F. No, don't go down the rabbit hole.
I don't
It's a
know.
very clean, easy answer.
Are we going out to eat? You're signed up for.
Well, I got to change my Wednesday. I'm going to
Really?
another day.
We're talking about this in the middle of the show.
Right.
Well,
Whether you're going to the old
he
folks'
just
home?
gave a hint, so he did it.
Oh. The old folks' home?
Are we going out to the?
Once.
So
yeah.
5.
Rounding up center.
I got to change my day.
word again?
Finger F.
Finger F.
Finger food.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's why Jerry asked. Food T.
Food truck.
Food truck. For the tie, truck S.
Charlie's giving you a hint there.
Oh, no, that's not him. Sorry.
Just give him a drum roll.
Truck S.
Truck at what?
S.
Truck S.
S is in Sam.
Like truck sucks. Truck S. It's not service. Charlie gave you a hint, and it's like this. It's like, I wear these things very tight.
Like trucks.
Truck what?
The truck shirt. You got a truck shirt.
Truck shirt. I don't have a truck shirt.
This is for the tie,
You got a
Joe.
truck shirt on.
Okay.
This is for the tie.
I
For
know.
the tie.
Yeah, you can win or lose right here with your answer.
I don't want to beat Jerry.
Oh, hey, I'm.
You don't want to beat Jerry.
The best you can do is tie.
Yeah,
Joe.
you're not going to beat him.
Well, I can't believe that charge. Jeez.
Oh, I got a great hint, but I can't give it.
Why not?
Just can't.
We've only got
Gave
so.
Jerry great hint.
This show
I
only
didn't
runs.
give Jerry any hints, did
This
Yeah.
This show only runs so long, Joe.
That
Yeah.
is
You know.
Yeah. Truck S.
truck. What?
Truck S.
When he was doing things, you were going, oh, answer.
I don't have the answer. Truck S.
He didn't help me on charge. I can tell you that.
I got that one.
it? And see, that's all it takes is one word to really screw you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yours just happens to be the tie.
Truck. Yeah, I know it. Truck.
Give him the hint,
I go
Charlie.
up the alphabet, so I try.
Truck
to do it.
S. He's whistling the hint.
I know it. Truck whistle. Truck whistle shirt.
Truck. What's the song he's
I
whistling?
have no idea.
You know, well, Rachel says truck stop.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, stop whistling. Yeah, truck stop.
I was whistling. Stop. In the
Name of love.
I didn't get that one. No.
I didn't
Stop.
get that either.
Truck stop.
So we have a tie.
Right. Yeah, we have a
Houston,
tie.
we have a tie. So
you go.
you know what we need to do, Charlie?
Hey,
You always, Charlie, you should have always one extra word
Tiebreaker?
that would be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, they could guess it first.
First one. And if they both get it, you do a clock. And, you got it in 3 seconds. You got it in 7 seconds there.
Oh yeah, we'll have a. Yeah, why don't we just add several levels?
Let's add more games.
Well, if you're going to have a tiebreaker and you're going to have a tie on the tiebreaker, you got to have something to break the tie eventually.
All right, here you go. First one that gets it, the winner. Happy H.
Happy holiday.
And so you get a guess now.
Okay.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy H.
Happy Hooker.
That was big back in the 70s.
Call them lot lizards now. Happy H.
Happy holidays.
He
That's what
said
Jerry
that.
said.
That's why I said it was wrong.
Oh, he did. He got it wrong.
Yeah. Show's only so long, Joe.
5, 4.
It'll be a
Three.
tie.
Happy
again.
hour.
That's it. Happy hour's right over there.
Way to go, Joe.
Yeah,
right there.
Happy hour. There you go.
So Joe wins the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
There
Joe
we go.
wins the
All right.
tiebreaker. There you go. I tell you what, we got to get Dustin and
Like
Bill
go
Lehrman
fast,
playing together.
A-E-I-O-U,
Yeah, they'll
so
beat
I
each
did
other to death.
Oh my God, that'll be
And when I
fun.
got the H-O, happy hour jumped
There
in.
you go.
So tomorrow we're coming from
The Fair.
the Clinton County Fair.
And we
Same
should-
time, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Rick Morton, Dustin, Molly,
Steve, maybe.
Steve, Jerry, me,
Wow.
Rick.
Tomorrow morning.
You
A
what?
nice crew.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
after, I mean, today afternoon.
Well, today afternoon we're coming from the fair on Campus Nation's
Yes, Campus
YouTube
Nation.
channel. We're going to
5
have harness
o'clock.
racing. Joe Davis and Sean Grooms
On Groom.
our duo from Miami Trace.
Miami Trace.
And this will be the first broadcast we've done since last winter's
I need to get
sports
some,
season.
I need to get some ones out so I can make some bets.
And I need to know.
Hey, that's where we need to set up as near the betting thing. That way I'm betting.
So I need we'll have to just say that if someone comes in and identifies that they're going to be on the morning show on Wake Up Wilmington, then you let them in.
Yeah.
because it would be hard.
Well, don't
dividing-
say that on the air. You'll have
It would be-
500 people.
It's just
on there.
more-
I'm gonna be
Well,
on the
they can,
morning
if they
show.
want to come to the morning show, they're welcome. We'll have a live audience.
Well, it's senior day. If you're old enough, you
Senior
come in
day,
anyway.
that's right.
That's true, Joe. You'll get in anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
Ride rides all day for $5. What a deal. What a
What?
deal.
I know you're old enough. I wasn't sure if I was though, Rick.
Aren't you older than that?
No, Rick's older than I am.
Rita says she has no way of coming but have
You're
fun at the
right.
fair. Well, we're not going to ride any rides or anything.
How old are you, Joe?
Well,
71.
I'm kidding. Joe, you're only 71?
Rick's 72.
And Rick's 72, and Jerry's 74.
when do you turn 72? Because you're not far behind me.
Not this year.
Not this year.
And I'm just the baby of the family here, 60.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'll be 61 soon.
That's when I started falling apart.
61? Oh, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Well, it's way past time to take a break. So do we want to take one and then just make that our last break of the day?
We can.
All right, here we go. We're going
right.
to take a break.
We're going
We'll
to
be
take a
back.
break. Mics are off.
Yeah,
What?
Probably 9 minutes.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization, event, or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481 and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
City officials forcing a local beloved mascot to step down.
Why poor timing and inappropriate behavior doomed a pantless Wilson the Weasel following his drunken performance at the late Judge Garrett's funeral.
There was nothing routine about this routine.
A story we are dedicated to getting to the bottom of.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. These made-up stories and the latest real news from the Murphy Theater are what you've come to expect from us.
On the Murphy Report, with a new report posted every Monday morning on our Murphy Theater website and our Murphy Theater YouTube channel.
Full minute-to-minute coverage all 21 hours a day.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
Amanda, I have to say Vanessa and Breck are just about the two finest anchors in the business.
For once, you're absolutely right, Steve.
I think the Titanic could have learned a thing or two from these two giants in their field.
What am I missing here?
Anchors.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
You're back.
We're back. Joe, do you have some this day in history sports?
I got some very interesting, and with Wimbledon going on, I've got 1892 Wimbledon's women's tennis. Lottie Dodd beats Blanche Bingley.
Lottie Da?
Lottie Dodd, D-O-D.
Oh, Dodd. I thought you said Lottie Da. I was going to say, what?
Hilliard, Bingley Hilliard for a fourth time in a Wimbledon final, 6-1, 6-1. In 1900, this was a team you
When
were
I
on,
was
I think.
born, yeah.
You were on this, Rick. 1900, the Boston Beat Eaters. Pitcher.
The what?
The Boston what?
Say it. Where you at? The Bean Eaters.
Bean Eaters.
The Bean Eaters.
Bean Eaters.
I thought you
Boston
said the
Bean
Boston
Eaters.
Bean Eaters.
Pitcher Kid Nichols notches his 300th career MLB victory
Well, you know, baked
with
beans
11-4
is big
win
in
over
Boston.
Chicago Orphans.
I mean, it was real.
Beat the
You go watch him. Man,
Hey,
it was
I'm a
real
good guy,
gas.
baby. I beat the Orphans today. 1911 Wimbledon's tennis Dorothea Chambers becomes first player not to concede a game to a final, beating Dora Boothby 6-0, 6-0.
Didn't you used to date her, Joe?
Yeah. No, it was her. It was her younger sister,
Is it Boothby or Boosby?
Boothby.
Boothby.
1912. People will know this one. American athlete Jim Thorpe
I've heard
wins
of him.
4 of 5 events to win the pentathlon gold medal at the Stockholm Olympics.
Where'd he go to school, Joe?
Not where I went.
Ohio State.
Medal. Not Jim Thorpe.
I think so. Look it up, Joe.
Oh,
Charlie, you look it up.
Medal stripped 19, but he's Olympic because he was Indian. They took his medals away in 1913.
So they were Indian givers.
Then they
Is that what you were
reinstated him in
saying?
1982 after he was dead. Yeah, they were. That was the first Indian giver.
Indian give.
1914 Baltimore Orioles owner Jack Dunn offers future baseball legend Babe Ruth, Ernie Shore, and Ben Egan for $10 to Connie Mack refuses to pleading lack of finance.
What?
I don't know.
I did. What did you just say, Joe?
I just read it. Whatever it said, I left it already.
Let me see that.
I left it. I went on.
All right. That one will be a mystery.
Here it is.
Yes.
Baltimore Orioles owner Jack Dunn offers future baseball legend Babe Ruth, Ernie Shore, and Ben Egan for $10,000.
Each or all together?
It doesn't say.
Well, you got to have those details,
To
Joe.
Connie Mack.
You can't throw that
He
out there
offered
like that.
all 3 of them $10,000 for all 3.
All 3 for 10.
To Connie Mack
That was a deal.
of the Philadelphia A's refuses, pleading lack of finance.
So, Charlie, do you have some clarification on
Jim
that?
Thorpe went to Indian colleges. One was in
Indian.
Oklahoma.
That's right. He was Indian.
Yeah, one was in Oklahoma, and the other one was.
And that was because he lost his. He that's where he lost his medals because he was Indian.
That makes absolutely no sense.
No.
Well, you know.
Okay, birthdays in sports. Today, Satchel Paige was born today, 1906. He passed away in 1982.
Did you go to high school with him?
Ezard Charles. Have you ever heard of him?
I
Those are
have.
Charles Boulevard.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
1920.
they
He was
name a
born
lot
in
of
the state
streets
in
after.
1921.
Yeah.
What was he famous for? Boxing?
Joe, ooh, it just left me. What happened to it? Joe Sakic, S-A-K-I-C, 56. Today is his 56th birthday.
Hockey player?
Hockey player.
Does he have any
And
teeth? No teeth.
He's related to Chris Newport.
M.S. Doheny, D-H-O-N-I. It's his 44th birthday.
We hope everything works out for
Chris Newport. If you guys know Chris Newport, he's been on the show. He had a little accident over the weekend. He would appreciate all prayers.
But he can eat corn through a picket fence now, right?
Yeah,
I'm not making fun of. I'm not like Rick.
You're not like Rick.
Make
He's
fun of
constantly
people while
making
they're
fun of me.
make fun of people while
Joe
they're down.
Davis constantly makes fun of me. Always picking on me.
Feels like a guitar he picks on you so much.
He thinks that people, especially the Buckeyes that listen to our broadcast, like us picking on each other, which they do. They've expressed they like the camaraderie between Joe Davis
Camaraderie,
and
that's
myself.
what you call it.
Yeah, I just call it
Rick making fun of Joe is
warfare. Yeah.
Just another little teaser here for this week. We have the fair tomorrow, but on Wednesday, we have a lady coming from the World Equestrian Center.
And what's she going to talk about?
Say that.
Well,
that
she's
real
going to
fast.
talk about the World Equestrian Center in general, but also we have our World Equestrian Center horsepower car show this Saturday, which you're going to Bethel, remember? That's this Saturday. So Jerry and Rachel will be in Bethel doing a car show. We're DJing too that
Oh,
day.
okay. You get.
I have to hook up Jerry.
Joe, you want to go?
I'll be in South Carolina.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be at Myrtle Beach.
But we got Caitlin Brewer coming in at 9. But just to give you another little tease here, 8:30, I've got Stephanie Vogelsong, one of my former students.
She's coming in via telephone.
It's going to be on the phone just because she lives in Dublin.
She won't come in and see Charlie.
No.
I told her she could if she wanted to, but I was trying to be nice to her and not make her drive.
Right.
But this is just kind of a taste of some of the deals that you can get. You can do a 7-day Caribbean cruise.
Is that Caribbean or Caribbean?
I was going to say, isn't it Caribbean?
Caribbean. You say tomato, I say tomato. On the Norwegian Joy round trip, Port Canaveral, Port Plata, St. Thomas, Tortola, Great Stirrup Cay, all balcony too. Balcony,
Ooh, that's
$1,266 a person. So under $2,600, 2 of you can go. 4-night Bahama, Utopia of the Seas. It's a new ship put out by Royal Caribbean. Caribbean. There you go. I got it that time for you. Port Canaveral, Nassau, perfect day at Coco Cay, 830.
Now, Charlie, you've been on cruises before.
And I've went through this lady.
Do you think that it's better to go on a cruise by yourself or to go with someone?
Well, I've only been with someone. I think it would be rather intimidating to go by yourself.
So there's not a lot of hot men and women that are there.
No, there's
as
a lot of
singles?
people that
There's a
go
lot of people.
and there is single cruises
Right.
where you're supposed to. Everybody there is supposed to be single.
You're supposed to mingle.
There's
Yes.
there's
It's like a
naked
let's get
cruises,
personal
too.
on
Yeah,
water.
I've never went.
A let's get personal on
There's
water.
You can go on that one,
cruises
Rick.
also.
Naked cruise.
Naked cruise.
Yeah, there's naked cruises.
It's
too.
probably the one you watch, the
I
gay
don't-
naked cruise.
Jesus.
Oh,
And you
boy.
can send your comments to Joe Davis
Yeah.
at letsgetpersonal.com.
Other deals that they've got, let's say you want to go to Europe. You could go round trip to Rotterdam, Hodgson. I don't know what these places are. Hedgeford.
That's obvious.
I'd say it's all England. Hardangford,
Say it with an
Bergen,
English accent.
Bergen, Kirkwell, Orkney Islands. That's
Orkney.
Holland.
It's Orkney.
Holland
Orkney.
American.
You gotta say
Norwegian fjords. That's why I can't say it. In Scotland with History Channel. Huh.
Does she have any?
$1,759 a person. It's pretty reasonable.
Does she have any of the Mississippi River trips?
She probably does, but not on this. This has got Caribbean, Alaska. They've got Alaska sailings on here from $1,600 a person and on. But like some of these, like I said, are under $1,000, the 4 and 5 night ones. Now, but here's the thing: she can even do better than these prices. This is her
That's the
company,
company price.
Published
her
company list.
company prices. But
Yeah.
like I said, when she looks at her computer screen, she has
So maybe
everybody's
she has like
the companies
unsold rooms that she can sell for lower
right,
prices.
and hers, because like I said, she's been a member of the $1 Million Club before March 1st last several years. I mean, it just sells $1 million cruises first couple months of the year.
Charlie, is she married?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Married.
Sorry, Rick.
Has 2 children. She was originally a school teacher in Portsmouth for a while. She went to Huntington, where I first taught, and super nice lady.
We
Now
went
I
by
will warn you. I will warn you. If there's a female version of Bill Learman,
This is it.
yes,
That's who you want to get
Well,
hooked up with.
I thought that would have been Joe Davis.
because she
I'm not even in that.
Stephanie is a great girl and has great deals, but she does like to go down the rabbit hole. Not
she-
not in a perverted way. It's just
Well,
she gets
Charlie,
off-
when do
off
we
the
ever go down a
cart path.
perverted
topic.
rabbit hole? When do we ever do that?
Off the top.
We don't ever do
she's-
that.
You never get off topic.
She'll-
Yeah, we never get off
She'll
topic.
go into a big dissertation on why we got, like, last night I was trying to get off food because I could tell her family wanted to do something in the background, and it's like she just kept going on. She's really upset about the Mead plant closing in Chillicothe. because she worked there, her dad worked there.
So does she think that will hurt her business?
No, she's in Dublin. She does most of her business.
So most of the people are
around
probably up there in the Dublin area.
It was interesting because she wanted to know, well, what's the population of Wilmington? I actually, a couple friends of mine, they've already booked her for a cruise, and I've sent other people to her too. She's the one last year. Remember, I went to
Alaska?
no, well, yeah, I used her for both my cruises, but we went to the Columbus Crew game last year. She's the one who hooked me up with the tickets, so she couldn't go. So.
Did they win?
Yeah, they did. They did win that night. Travis, I went on a date with Travis Spence.
You took his wife, didn't you?
Wife and daughter, and my wife, yeah. Which hopefully he'll be in this
Well, I
week.
can understand why Travis's wife wouldn't want to go with Travis.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Oh goodness!
There isn't anybody you like today, is there?
Yeah, Joe,
He's always picking on people. Joe likes to pick on
he
people.
likes to, yeah. He's never met someone he didn't like to harass.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, but that's okay. That's okay. So,
This would have been a good day to have my daughter on here.
That's right.
with Sarah.
No. Jerica.
Jerry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to get him to have her come in.
She
could still come in.
Jerica had a real critique of Joe's officiating.
Did she?
Oh.
Jerry, what you need to do is have her come out to the fair.
But she live around here?
Huh?
You know, the people
Does she
who
live around here?
the people who
Jerica?
She's from
North Carolina.
mothers who talk about officials,
But she's in
or
town.
whatever officials. They just.
She's in
No,
town?
she was a player.
Oh, was she a player? That's right, she was.
She's in town?
Yeah, this
yeah,
week.
she's in town.
Well, players never think they do anything wrong.
Yeah, you tell her that if she comes in on the show.
I'll tell her.
That's so funny.
Look her right in the eye. You know better.
So,
I never will.
Is she one of those that didn't like Joe? Was she ever?
She liked Joe.
They all love
She
me.
just didn't like his calls.
I think that a lot of people feel that way about Joe.
I'll put it this way. The league she's in have a bunch of bad referees that don't call anything. So when a referee comes in calling thing, oh, how dare you call that? Why are you calling? Because nobody else in that league ever calls anything.
What sport did she play?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Joe. Brandy likes you.
Brandy loves me.
Where are all these misguided people?
Jerica hasn't had any of my crackers, has she?
No.
there you go. See,
He plies them with
finger
those
foods.
nasty crackers that he makes. Oh, those are nasty.
You ought to bring some of those to
Yeah. Are they nasty, Charlie?
No, I love them.
Oh my gosh.
Rachel will really
I
like them
sent
too.
Brandy a picture the other day.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask you, what'd she say?
Huh?
Did she remark on it?
Yeah, they were nasty.
She didn't remark back, but I saw her later on, and I said, "Did you get the message I sent you?" She said, "Oh yeah." She said, "I knew who was there just as soon as I saw that picture."
Oh gosh.
I thought maybe she was mad you got him and she didn't or something.
Yesterday, it was the last concert of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. So I've got several Ozzy Osbourne one-liners here for you guys.
Is there anything that we can actually say on air?
Yeah, of all the things, some of them are a hoot. Of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. These are Ozzy Osbourne
That's
quotes.
an Ozzy.
It's all part of my journey. I've done a lot of stupid things, but you learn by your mistakes. This is an interesting
Joe
one.
found that out.
Being sober on a bus is like totally different than being drunk on a bus.
Oh my God.
And Canada is another country.
It is. I was thinking the exact
Another
same thing.
state.
To be a liar, you have got to have a great memory, and I don't have a memory.
And that is true.
Yeah.
There's more truth in that than yeah.
Rock music is not meant to be perfect. That's true. Whenever I have a bad day, I just think of these people. But he doesn't say who the people are. Let's see. What is this? It's music to get a brain seizure by. I can't do anything in moderation. All right. What insect did Ozzy do a line of?
No, wait a minute. Do a line as in sniffing up his nose?
Yeah.
An insect?
Yeah. What
Ants.
insect? Yes.
I was going to say,
I was thinking it was
something I can
termites or
think
ants
of.
or something. Yeah.
Ants, yeah.
Oh, termites would be dangerous, probably. Well, for him it
Ants
would.
would be. If they get in there and they didn't die, they could
I know,
lay
but
eggs. And
for him, well, I don't know. He doesn't have any brain anyway.
Let's see if there's any more fun ones here. I used to fantasize that Paul McCartney would marry my sister.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know. When you're young, you're stupid. You do silly things. Well, that's true in his case. Oh my God.
young, medium, old.
He's something else. I've seen Ozzy a couple times in concert, and the first time I ever saw him was at Hare Arena. And you're looking at the set. The warm-up band was done, and you're looking at the set, and it looks like a big castle. There's a huge set of stairs that goes up to the middle, and there's 4 archway windows. On this side's the keyboard player. On this side, starting out, the guitar player. The top of the stairway is the drummer. This thing's probably 25, 30 foot high at least. Then down here in the bottom is a guitar player and another guitar player. And they're all playing, you know, they're just rocking. No Ozzy.
So
Where's
Ozzy comes up through the trap door in the stage, right?
No, well, it's sort of. The steps open up, and here he comes like he's coming out like hell.
Like on the
all this
Munsters?
Yeah, on
smoke.
the Munster.
Oh, yeah, all this smoke and everything.
Yeah.
Probably where he got the idea.
And he starts singing, Crazy Train or something, Flying High again.
Whenever he was on a talk show or anything, he always sounded like he just had a stroke.
Yeah, you're right. I get all the time. Kind of puts you in the mind of Hope Cassidy. Remember Hope Cassidy?
No,
You don't remember Hope Cassidy?
no.
Really?
Well, why are you asking old people if they remember Hope Cassidy?
Well, Hope,
Who was
He-
Hope Cassidy?
he was a legend in the East Clinton sports area. I'm sure he saw you play basketball. He spoke kind of like Larry Redmond. Every time I will tell you later.
Yeah, go
what he
see if
was.
you
Well,
asked me
Charlie,
who Larry
do you
was, I
have
knew
a
who Larry
final
was.
thought?
That
for
was
today?
my final thoughts. Ozzy's.
Ozzy's?
Ozzy's. Those were my final thoughts.
What was the word of the day?
The
Yeah.
word of the day.
You didn't even give us the word of the
Yeah, I
day.
did.
Yeah.
You weren't in here. What was it? You remember? I can't remember.
I was sleeping.
You're asking Jerry, you remember? Joe, you remember?
I was sleeping.
It was not propagate.
Yeah, probably something like that about Rick.
Well, as long as it wasn't
Stirring
fornicate,
crap.
I guess it doesn't matter. But it was,
He can't
it was
even
sort of
remember
like
what it was.
fornicating, wasn't it, Charlie?
Here, I can look it up real quick. Or we'll just do it tomorrow.
Satellite's moving.
Yeah, we're out of here.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Tonight, from the fair at probably 4:45 on campusnation.com, and Wake Up Wilmington tomorrow from the Clinton County Fair. See you then.
See ya.
Have a good one.